Good evening, all. It's Fred here from Hillian's Bricks. Before I get started, it's been a while since I've done a live stream, so I want to make sure that the sound sounds okay. So sometimes in the past I did sound like a squirrel. Is the sound all okay? Just let me know in the chat. Greetings, Awesome Bricks. Uh, yeah, so this live stream here is just to give you an update on me, really. I've not been around for a long time, and people might be wondering if I'm still doing YouTube or not. Good news is I'm still doing YouTube, but I've been extremely busy. So I'm going to be giving an update on what I've been doing, what I'm working on, and some other things as well that are going on. I'm not going to give everything away. So thank you, Awesome Bricks. Good that you can hear me loud and clear. And then for anyone who's got any questions, feel free to ask me any questions in the chat, and I'll come to it. So I just felt like it had been months since I've been on YouTube. I've been quite busy on Whatnot, and I know that they are synced to YouTube, but it's not the same. So I felt like I owed the community kind of an update on what's going on. So right, where should I begin? I'll start with Whatnot. So for those who are not familiar with Whatnot, it's a new platform which is kind of like eBay meets TikTok, right? So it's live auctions, and I've been fairly active on that. At the moment, I'm kind of also taking a break from that purely because I haven't really got the inventory to sell minifigures on there. But it's a really good platform. It's one that I enjoy using mainly because I can have music in the background. Unlike on YouTube, I would get demonetized. Um, it's also the best platform for doing free giveaways and things like that, which for people who know my channel here on YouTube, I enjoy doing regular giveaways. So that's the reason why I've been quite active on Whatnot. And I will continue to do Whatnot. It's just at the moment I haven't got any shows scheduled, but that will definitely continue. So yeah. Hi James, hi Catherine, and hi Scooby Woo, by the way. So yeah, if you're not following me on Whatnot yet, I have the same name on Whatnot. So if you look for Hillian's Bricks, you will find me there. So make sure you go give it a follow. And yeah, I really enjoy that platform, and I think it's got a lot of potential. Right, next one I want to touch upon is my data. So historically, I used to do a lot of data analysis regarding Bricklink and make that data available to my Patreon members. Now, I decided a few months ago now to stop my Patreon and the data. It just simply was too time consuming. The data is very powerful, and I've actually had people ask me if I could continue doing it. It was just, I just didn't want me all the time with all the other things that I've got going on to keep going and doing the data. I still sometimes do it for myself, but very rarely that I've got the time now. I'm focusing on a few other things. There might be a time in the future that I will continue doing more data, but at the moment it's kind of on hold. So the Patreon actually links is no longer available. That has been completely taken down. So that's the end of that, unfortunately. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that people are aware of that. Hi, Los Bricks. I hope you're well. One thing that is staying and that will always stay is my Discord server. If you haven't joined that yet, you are really missing out, especially this week, right? With all the Lego deals that are happening everywhere. I can't even keep up with the Discord anymore because it's such an active community, and it's great, really. People, from actually mostly it's the UK, but there's also people from other parts of the world who are actively contributing when the newest set get announced or any like deals are happening around. It's just always it's on the server, so it's completely free to join that. Just be active and engaged, and yeah, respect the community. And I think we have a fairly good community. The one thing that I will mention though about Discord is be savvy. I've had a few instances where people are trying to impersonate me with their profile. It's very easy to identify, but they're like trying to put like an extra underscore, like a dot, or add an extra S at Hillians and things like that, just to try and trick people to believe that it's me. It's not. Make sure that you always sense check that the profile that you're seeing on Discord that potentially is contacting you is also the one that's the owner of Hillian's Bricks, which you can easily identify because I'm the one with a little crown on there, and you can see that's me. If it's not the same profile, I have not set up a second profile, just so you are aware. Watch out. It's always being quite smart with online security, and unfortunately, it seems that people like to impersonate me for some reason. I have no idea what they're trying to get out of it. So yeah, looks like we've got a few new people. Hi, John. Hi, Bath Brickers. Triple Breezy. So yeah, it's yeah, the Discord is one of the things that is, I think, it's a value added tool for lots of people, and it's a very good community. Right, I'm having a Coke at the moment, no vodka Red Bull, so I'm taking it easy tonight. What else? Historically, and I've always been quite focused on Lego investing. Now, I still do Lego investing. I still buy sets with a view of them retiring, but I've kind of gone more into, rather than an investor, I would say I'm just more of a Lego seller, like a trader. I would say, buy low, sell them at RRP, just kind of churning sets rather now than investing. Yes, I still have a storage unit. We're currently probably at my highest inventory. I've got about 1,400 Lego sets in my storage unit, but I'll talk about it in a minute, but I'm going to a lot of exhibitions and shows this year. So I'm continuously buying Lego sets and continuously selling them. And I'll actually also sell Lego sets now that aren't necessarily retired. If the margin is there, I'm kind of changed my mind and like going for, 75 to 100% ROI. For me, it's like if I have to wait 12 months, it pays for my storage unit cost. I'm like, nah, that's not great enough. I want to turn that over multiple times and maybe make smaller margins, but the turnover is much, much faster. Yes, I have to work more for it, but it keeps me engaged as well. And, I'm not going to lie, I'd love to do this full time one day. And I can't see Lego investing into a full term opportunity unless you've got bags of cash up front to put in there. You got like a £200,000 and you just put it in Lego and just sit on it for a year and then hopefully turn that over every year. I haven't got that sort of money yet. So for me, it's like churning it and making them profit and reinvesting it and kind of buy stuff that you can resell quite quickly on. I think for me is turning into the key. Hi, the mole. Hi. Oh, that's Tom, innit? So I haven't seen the mole. That name I've not seen it in a long time. It's Beanie. Beanie. We know Beanie on. See, I know the names that are on whatnots, and then I see the names on here. I'm kind of have to make the connections again. Who's who? So I mentioned Lego selling. One thing I have been focusing a lot more on over the past few months, like literally since start of the year, is my own website. So I've got my own website, hilliansbricks.com or .co.uk. I think if you go to either of them, they kind of redirect to one. And I start focusing on selling online. I'm not going to say it's like amazing, but you get the odd sale here and there. But the main thing for me that's really useful is that it's kind of also like my database for storing my, all the sets that I have is kind of like a tracker. And the nice thing that I've now managed to do is that whenever I go to these Lego shows and exhibitions, I have it linked. So whenever I make a sale at a show, it automatically updates my stock on my website as well. And that is a game changer for me because I used to, after a show, always have to kind of go sense check what did I sell, quickly go and actually update every single thing that I sold so I don't sell it again on my website. And that was a nightmare. Now I actually use the barcodes that are on the sets, link it, and automatically. So even if you see me at a show, I'll be using barcodes. I think it's, for me, that's been a game changer. One thing that also happened since February is that I was getting fed up of paying 40% tax to the tax man on profits of Lego, and I decided to set up my Hillian's Bricks company as a limited company. So I have now a limited company with an accountant. I use Zero.com as my software tool, and I must say I really love it. It's like also another way of tracking your inventory. Yeah, I think it's really good. It takes a while to get around it, but once you do it, today I had a day off work and I spent about a good few hours catching up with reconciling accounts today. But once you get into the groove of it, it's like it's really good and really powerful. And I think from when I have to do the reporting, it's going to be much easier going forward. Hi, Dirty Bertie. Hi, James. Hi, Action. Oh, Action there. So yeah, that's the limited company. I'm just ticking off the list that I have of items that I was wanted to talk about. Brings me also to Lego shows. So I quickly talked about Lego exhibitions and Lego shows. Now, there's been a new player that's come into the market. Last year, I always went to the brick festivals. There's now also national brick events. I go to both. and I'm just going to give you a list of the ones that I've got coming up. So wherever you are and you're thinking of coming to one of these are the ones that I will be at. There might be more in the future. Now, I do know that there are more shows, but they might not have been announced yet. So to be fair to the organizers, I'm not actually going to share those on here. So I've got shows here that I'm going to share up till about 17th of August that I'm going to go to. But I've got 11 more on my list later on in the year that I'm going to. I've got a lot of shows this year. I've got 25-ish shows, I think, and potentially more to come in. So I've got one coming up this Sunday, the 5th of May, which is with the National Brick Events in Liverpool. So if anyone is up in the Northwest, I will be in that area on Sunday. Following weekend, on the Saturday, the 11th of May, which actually is my son's birthday, we are going to be, both of us are going to be in Maidstone, and that's the Brick Festival one. And that's kind of like a special one because if you think back to a year ago, that was our first ever Brick Festival we went to. That's where we all started the journey. It was in April, but Maidstone was the first one we ever did, and that's got us hooked. So yeah, that's kind of like our anniversary show, shall we say? But yeah, we come a lot more. Then on the 26th of May, so you see, I'm got quite a lot of them coming up. 26th of May, again, another Brick Festival. This is in London. I think this is near Westfield, not Stratford, the other one. That we're going to Shepherd's Bush area. That's where it's not in Westfield. It's like some sports hall nearby there. So 26th of May, I think they claiming that is going to be one of their biggest Brick Festival events, like size wise. So be interesting to see what that's going to be like. So that's the 26th of May. 2nd of June, that's with NBE, which is National Brick Event. I'm going to be in Colchester, and then I've got a local one. So I think this will go back to last year. This was, I believe it was set up by Misa Bricks. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe so. And it's called the Brighton Brick Show, and it's a 2-day event. And that is Saturday and Sunday, the 22nd and 23rd of June. Now, for people who know me, to me, that's 20-minute drive. It's on my doorstep practically. So I will be there for 2 days. And I know that Ian's Bricks, if you haven't watched Ian's Bricks yet, where have you been? Make sure you go check out him. He will be there as well. So yeah, we're probably going to catch up for sure. So a 2-day event. Not sure what to expect. It's a small thing. I think it's like in a sports hall. I have no idea what to expect there, but then again, it could be good. And it's a 2-day event. So, and for me, it's local, so it made sense. Following weekend, Saturday, the 29th of June, is quite a distance for me. I'm going to go to Weston-super-Mare. I'll be traveling on the Friday and not been to that one. That's a Brick Festival one. So anyone in the area of Bristol or, the Southwest, I will be there. Come and say hello. The gibbies are from now on. There are on Whatnot when I do gibbies, by the way. And then comes back 20th of July. 20th of July is another local one, but this one is Brick Festival, and it's at the Brighton football stadium at the Amex. So intrigued to see where that will be in the Amex, if it's going to be one of the concourses or one of the main things that they have. I did a tour of the Amex over Christmas, so quite intrigued to see where it's going to be. And also how the loading and unloading is going to be. I've also asked to potentially display my big Brighton Hove Albion Lego build. So let's see if that happens or not. The communication isn't always necessarily the greatest thing with Brick Festival. But that's going to be an interesting weekend because on the Saturday, I'm in Brighton. And the following day, I'm in Brentwood with Brick Festival. So I'm doing a back-to-back that weekend. So yeah, I'll be shattered. 21st of July. So if you're in Brentwood area, come and say hello. Then the following weekend, I'm just looking at this now. I've written it down. I've got like consecutive weekends sometimes of Lego, and I'm thinking like, why have I done this? Just no respite, but hey ho, I love it. 27th of July is NBE again, and this is in Harrow. Again, not sure what to expect. Not been to many of these venues, but I'll see there hopefully. And then one that I'm quite excited about is the 11th of August, which is with Brick Festival, and that will be up in Manchester. Yeah, I'm hoping for it to be a busy one, but it's kind of like the summer period. Not sure what to expect. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I quite like going to Manchester. See if we can make it a bit of a longer time out there. Yeah, 11th of August in Manchester. And then the last event that I'm going to announce is with NBE is the 17th of August, which is in London. It's actually the same venue that I'm going to as on the 26th of May. So different organizers, same venue. So we'll see what that's like. So those are all the shows that so far I'm announcing here that I'm going to that are public knowledge. I've got another 11 later on this year that I'm going to be going to as well. So as you can see, I'm going to be busy with all these shows. I'm not necessarily always doing videos on them either. I recommend checking out people like Ian's Bricks and stuff like that because he definitely does a lot of videos on these shows. And for me, it's like once you've seen one of them, you've probably seen them all. But yeah, I don't want to put too many videos on there. Again, I have not been active on YouTube. As I said, this is not for me the end of YouTube. I just need to get to a space where I find myself more time, and potentially the day I become full-time in Lego, I can see myself getting more again into YouTube. And I've got quite a few big plans that I'm not going to announce today, but that will be coming clear in the coming weeks. That's going to be a game changer for me, and that's then going to allow me to do more videos and things like that as well. Right, brings me to, well, someone actually talked about giveaways, right? So giveaways, I will continue to do giveaways, but for now on, I do them on Whatnot. And as I said, the integration with Whatnot is just superb. It makes it so easy. And I try to do once a month. I haven't done one this month yet. It's like once a month, try and do a giveaway special where I just do give away some sets, and all you got to do is be a follower of my channel. And yeah, make sure you go and follow if you want to see those sessions. But again, once I've got some of the changes that are going to happen, it's going to allow me to do more of those things and have a better setup. At the moment here, it's just such a mess in here. I've got so much going on. You see like the top level. If you saw everything around me, you'd be like, oh my goodness, how does this guy survive in here? It's just organized mess. Hola, Juan. So that's giveaways. Next, I'm going to talk about Bricklink. My Bricklink store is still running. Got 500,000 pieces. Kind of goes up and down in terms of how busy I am, but because I've got lots of things changing and I'm going to be busy, I got an order I'm still going to be picking. I've kind of started already, but it's like 300 and something lots. Now, for people who pick Bricklink orders, you know that's not going to be a quick and easy task. So I've got that. I've also had an order of 6,000 pieces, which was quite large. Fortunately, I've got a counting scale, so it didn't take that long. But with Bricklink, I will remain open for another week or two, and then I'm probably going to have to shut it down for a couple of weeks potentially, whilst I'm going to do some changes and whilst I'm going to be focusing on some other things. I've also incidentally 6 months ago started a new job for another company, and I've been extremely busy there now. I manage 9 people, so it's quite full on. So again, the reason why certain things have to be sacrificed is because I've got so much else going on. I'm not giving up on Bricklink by no means. I think it's if anything, I think Bricklink is still going to continue for me. I just might have to take a small pause, and again, I'm going to create some more videos around that so that you'll see in the near future. So stay tuned. There's a lot of exciting stuff that's going to be happening there. That also brings me to probably a topic that some people often ask about or query about is VAT. For now, I've not had to have VAT registration, but the way I am going, I will need to register for VAT this year. Just going through all these shows and doing all these extra things is just, generating the revenue that's going to trigger for me to register for VAT. Like I said earlier, I have an accountant now. I will be speaking to him. I do everything through the system. Don't come and ask me for VAT advice. I'm not, I've got an accounting degree, but I'm not a tax expert. If anyone wants some advice, get yourself an accountant. That's the advice I give you. But that'll be an interesting experience. Again, I always do these things to kind of learn and see, what works, what doesn't work. And, by only through doing things is the way you learn. That's how I experience things. And then the final thing is I haven't really talked about eBay, Amazon, and where they potentially feature. eBay doesn't feature in my plans. I've shut down my eBay store. I think they are mugs. I think it's just a dying platform, especially now with Whatnot coming in. They are just such an unfair platform, in my opinion, with all these fees that are not consistent between whether you're a business seller or not. Yeah, for me, eBay's had it. I don't care. I don't use eBay anymore. Amazon, I'm still ungated Amazon. Um, I haven't listed anything on Amazon in ages. I still got a few random pieces that I've got on there, but very minimal. And sometimes I even forget, oh, I got an order. Oh, better ship it. But it's like, yeah, I haven't pushed Amazon at all. Again, maybe something in the future once that I've got everything, more time, everything lined up. Amazon might be the one thing that I'm going to be going after as well in the future. But yeah, those are kind of like everything that I wanted to talk about. So if anyone of you got any questions or anything you want to talk about, just let me know in the chat, and I'll answer any of your questions. I know it's a bit difficult because you're not speaking to me, but obviously I can see the chat, and I'm more than happy to answer any of your questions that are reasonable. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting year ahead. The way it's going, as I said, I'd love to be full time this. I'm not gonna hide it at the night. My boss, who's is a friend of mine as well, she's getting quite worried that I might be leaving. I said it's not going to be any imminent. I can't see it happening in 2024. Potentially maybe the second half of 2025, but a lot can change, right? A lot can change in the world. Who knows what's going to happen? Am I relocating my Bricklink store? Whew. Maybe one day I need to, because I am very tight in space here. I've got very limited space. This is a 90 square foot room, and if I want to expand this, I will need room. The way I see Bricklink for me is something to work side by side with Whatnot. That's how I look at it, because push the minifigures on Whatnot and the parts on Bricklink. But yeah, I need space. That's my main issue, and I need time. Time is my main issue. It's not space. The thing is, it's time. I've got 2 kids and a dog and a wife. And I think my wife probably feels like she's like the fourth in the list, but no, it's like it's finding the time for everything. That's the challenge. Yeah, no, I love Lego, so it's always been something that I've been passionate about and just want to keep doing. Do I think Lego investing has a future in the UK? Depends how you look at it. Like I touched upon it earlier, Lego investing and Lego selling are 2 different things, in my opinion. There's lots of people who just jump into this, think they're going to make easy money. It's coming harder and harder, is the short answer, I think. You've got to start really know what you're doing. Yes, you're going to make some money, but if you want to make real money, you got to do it properly, have patience. And if you do it from an investing thing, you got to put quite a lot of money behind it. Whereas I think from the Lego selling, it's more about turning it into a business rather than an investing thing. I've gone from a Lego investor to like running a Lego business. That's how I look at it. I'm just changing things. So yeah, and it's you're not going to be alone, right? So it's not that's the thing. But the good thing is that Lego has, sets expire, or I mean they retire. So if there's demand for it, but I do see that certain Lego sets now they get some of a ceiling price, right? So it is now quite common knowledge, I would say, that there's money to be made with Lego. So obviously that brings a lot of new challenges, a lot more people coming into it, and then those people find out that you're not making the money that you think is up. From the outside it looks easy, then you get into it, you're like, yeah, this is a lot of hard work, and then people don't realize it's that easy. It's also like people find it's easy to buy Lego. That's super easy, right? Just go on my Discord and look where all the deals are and just buy Lego. The challenge is where are you going to sell it, and have you got a plan of selling it? And most people don't think that far ahead. They just buy, and they think, yeah, I'll sell it somewhere, but they don't know where or what the fees are associated with it, how to ship it, if they want to ship it, like, or if they go to like some of these shows, then they can't get into a show. They're like, I can't do it, and then they try to sell it on Facebook and they get scammed. So it's yeah, there is a future. It's just not as easy as people think. What advice would you give someone doing their first brick festival? What are my lessons? Make sure you have a tablecloth. I think it makes the appearance look good. I've seen quite a few people, they come. Make sure that you're priced right. Again, it looks, there's two kind of sellers I find at these brick festivals. There's the people who are looking just to profiteer from everything. I want to get the maximum money out of it, and they don't think about having a business model that kind of have repeat customers. They just want to, in my opinion, rip off people, and they don't care about the customer experience. Or you put yourself at a position where you got fair prices and people kind of like, yeah, that's a good deal, that's not bad. And then you're building a brand, right? And that's the area that I'm going down, because obviously I got my website and I'm trying to look at it long term. If you go down that route, make sure you do your research and prices compared to like eBay. You don't necessarily have to be the cheapest at these shows. I tell you that if it's a busy show, the cheapest set will sell somewhere else, and then they'll come to you because they want it. And there's not an endless amount of supply of certain sets, right? So yeah, be confident in your pricing. And I think make sure, depending on which shows you go to, but if you go brick festivals, make sure you have some drink with you. Obviously you need a card reader. I went to a show recently and some people said cash only, and I did not see them do many transactions. So card readers always a must. But yeah, and enjoy it. Speak to people. If you got a chance, if you get set up, speak to other traders. You'll be amazed how much of a community there is, even though they're selling the same stuff. It's like doesn't feel like it's like a rivalry. Everybody kind of gets on with it. So I think it's a good way of networking as well. Will the brick festivals want sellers who sell current sets though? Yeah, they have them already. They, it depends on which shows you go to. Ultimately, I don't think they care who's there when they sell brick festivals. They just want the money of the traders. They don't care what they sell, as long as it's Lego. They do care what they sell. It has to be Lego, and you can't do like mystery bags and things like that. But they don't care whether it's like retired or certain things of new Lego. There's always a mix at these shows, and I tend to provide a mix. Yeah, it's easy to make some money. Full time is a lot more work. Yeah, I've got a good job. For me to give up my full-time job would require me to make a lot of money on Lego. So I'm not going to give it up that easily. But for me, it's like the one thing. If I haven't got a show coming up anytime soon, I kind of get withdrawal symptoms. It's like the buzz of selling and just speaking to people and things like that. There's always a worry about theft. Interestingly, I bought some micro cameras this week, and they should be arriving tomorrow, just to kind of put them as a deterrent. But they are these like spy cameras. I'll have some signs like CCTV in operation, but they record for like 8 hours, so the duration of a show. So at least I will potentially have some footage of people nicking stuff. So what I will do with that, I don't know, but we shall see. It could be great content for my YouTube channel, but I'm not sure that GDPR will agree with that. But those are the sort of things that down the line you might want to consider. Just be prepared, I would say. Know what you're going to take. Make sure it fits in your car. And I've gone down to the size that now I need a van. And yeah, enjoy it, I would say. Is it expensive to get into shows? Depends which ones you go to. It's getting more and more expensive. So you're looking, I think, with brick festivals now, it's about £70 a table, more or less. Again, it depends on what you're selling, and if if you're not selling that, there's no point. But many shows, like they have 3,000 to 4,000 people coming through the door. Yeah, it's generally, for me, the cost of the tables has not been an issue. It's only when it's a really rubbish show in terms of sales that you then think, wow, what's this? But if you go to multiple shows, it always evens itself out. If you happen to go to one of the shows that's not great, then yeah, it's not great at all. Cheers, Awesome Bricks. Have I had much theft? The only known theft that I had multiple times was at Milton Keynes at the ice rink, and then that was not great. Wasn't mega value. It was about 80, 90 quid's worth of Lego, but still, it's annoying. And they were gift purchases, so it's not like I was really out of pocket, but it's just really annoying. It's just like scumbags, isn't it? It's like, why, for me, it's just chop their hands off. Just put a proper deterrent. It's like the country has gone so soft, in my opinion, and just like in theft. Like the other day, I went into co-op and someone did a run, and they're like, the staff were like, "Well, I'm not going to run a bathroom. Don't want to get stabbed or anything like that." It's like, but then they get away with it. Police won't do anything unless they steal more than 200 quid's worth. So what's the point? So that's for me is an issue. Name and shame in the Discord. When are you taking employees? The first employee that I'll probably take will be my missus. Oh, well, my son already helps me out. He actually helps me out a lot. He does a lot of the prep work for the shows. Like I take some pre-bagged parts. He helps with that. He gets pocket money for that. My wife currently works part-time, so potentially she will work part-time for me, but that's not anytime soon. Yeah, I think she doesn't have the appetite yet, and she's got some plans as well that she's looking to do. So yeah, we might be doing stuff that's not in Lego as well at some point. Has somebody stolen from me before I show? Yeah, definitely. I've had the Death Star gift for purchase from last year. I had 2 of those stolen at Milton Keynes. So yeah, that's why I want to see now, having like a camera, see if that's going to make a difference. But it's quite difficult. In some shows I'm like on my own, and I've got like 3 or 4 tables. So if you're like taking money and it's like I'm scanning on my phone, so you lose the peripheral vision, right? It's just, it is what it is. It comes down to then as well, you start to do this, like when you start setting up your table, the edge of the things, just put low value stuff, and then obviously the more valuable stuff you put more to the center of the table or the back of the table, that you got better vision on it. So it's more of a hassle for them to reach the more valuable stuff. Then you get to see it, but it's, yeah, you'd always have issues at these shows potentially. Most shows, I know, I just only had it once really. I might have had some stuff at Southampton, but it was like parts maybe that I still had stolen, but I don't think, I'm not even sure if there's anything missing. So someone mentions like, oh, you need to keep an eye over there because I could have easily walked away with it. I'm like, well, yeah, I trust people, but I know I shouldn't. That's why I'm taking some of these precautions and measures of like, let's put on some deterrents and put up some signs of like CCTV and let them see that there's a little camera on there. Maybe the one person that was going to think of doing it might suddenly have a second thought about it. So we can see what happens, right? Yeah, good shows and bad shows. Yeah, the worst show I went to was, I think it was my second show. That was what was that again? I forgot what it's called now. They're going there again this year, but I'm not going. It was, I've got the name now, just north of London. I forgot what it's called. Someone will tell me probably before I find out in the chat. It was not. It's not far from Brentford. Brentwood, sorry. It was. Where was it? It was. People say Rotherham was worse. No, I didn't go to Rotherham. Where was it? I heard that Watford was pretty awful. I didn't go to Watford. It was. Come on. How can I not remember the name? Yeah, Cheshunt. That's the one. That was awful. Cheshunt was really, really awful. But it had some good stuff on display. There's a one time I saw what's it called? They had this big castle. They also had one of those ball contraption machines. So that was actually, from a visitor perspective, it was quite good. And it had decent footfall. Just people just decided not to spend. So Croydon, yeah, I was at Croydon. Croydon wasn't great. It was okay. I didn't do great, but I didn't have much expectations about either. I thought the venue in Croydon was quite good. It's just again, I think sometimes it's also a bit of hit and miss of like how many other traders there versus display. So that can have a big impact as well if there's lots of other traders. But yeah, I also felt that towards the end of the year, the Brick Festival guys probably weren't putting as much money into their advertising and getting ready more for next year, for this year to push more, because the shows that they've done so far have been relatively good compared to the end ones last year. So I think they probably kind of held back last year to really push this year. And yeah, so far it's been good with them. So yeah. Any other questions from anybody? Yeah, Milton Keynes was bad. Wet floor. Again, today I went to B&Q. That's a good point. I've always been dealing with cardboard boxes, like to transport my stuff. So these big cardboard boxes that I use in my storage unit as well. Today I went to B&Q and bought 14 of these 150-liter plastic boxes. So I am going to switch my stuff that I take to shows now into plastic boxes. They also nests, and they actually fit, the big sets fit in there as well. So again, that's something that I'm going to see how that works. I think because it's always annoying when you have the cardboard boxes to fit under the table, because these tables have these things under there. You can fit like 1 or 2 boxes maximum under the table. Whereas if I can potentially put a lot of these plastic boxes, just nest them, and you can put them somewhere on the side. You can just have them there. That would be a lot better from my perspective as well. And again, when you travel back, if you have empty boxes, then you don't have to necessarily try and stack them back in your van, right? You just literally just have them like stacked, and it takes a lot of space. Oh yeah, I was okay with the connection in Milton Keynes. I was worried about the connection in Southampton last weekend, but it turned out okay. But the Wi-Fi in the hall wasn't great at all. But my 4G kept up, and that was just about right. So yeah, all good. But yeah, it's good to be back on YouTube. I'm not sure when my next video is going to be. I'm just going to be transparent, but there will be videos coming up because I will be doing a lot of things in the next couple of weeks and months. I just need some time off, so I'm going to a wedding at some point. Because yeah, I was meant to go to a brick festival in Oxford, but I'm not around because I've got a wedding to go to. So I told my mate, "Why are you getting married then?" I was meant to be in Oxford making money, but I can't now. So again, missed out on a show there. But hey ho, stuff you do for friends, right? So yeah, I think I've got plenty of shows otherwise to catch up anyway. Again, I've just done 2 recently, and I realized I have like 5 shows in 6 weekends, which is quite intense, and it's kind of the preparation between the shows as well that takes up a lot of work. Dirty Bertie, that's a great question. Interestingly, I think it was earlier this week or last weekend, Shane actually reached out to me. He's like, "We need to catch up. Are you open to do another interview?" And I said, "Yeah, that'd be great," because that was actually one of my most favorable, like my favorite experience probably on YouTube. I really enjoyed that. But I did say I'm quite busy at the moment, got a lot of stuff going on. So maybe in the future, it might be a good time to catch up and have another one of those. But yeah, Shane's also on my Discord, and he did ping me a message. So definitely that's something that might be happening at some point. So yes, I'm hoping that will happen. So we'll see. We'll see if that happens. When, I don't know, but if you were aware of it, he emailed me, he messaged me the other day about it. So yeah, and that's a nice thing as well that I find about this Lego community. When you go to these shows and stuff, you speak to all sorts of people, and people come and say hello. I was like, hey Fred. I'm like, I have no idea who you are, but clearly you must have seen me on YouTube or somewhere. So yeah, if you have met me through YouTube and you come to one of these shows, please come and say hello. Even if I'm busy, so say hi. Doesn't matter. I will say hi back. It's always nice to meet people, and people that love Lego, right? I know that that's why I also get on really well with Ian from Ian's Bricks, because he's got the same mentality, and it's always nice to see him at these shows, and other people as well that you start to see the same people, and a lot of people from like my Discord community go to these shows now as well. So it's good to see people in real life. even though most of us sell always online through Bricklink and things, stuff like that, it's nice to get people face-to-face interaction from time to time. At least I enjoy that. But yeah, I think I'm going to call it a day there now, unless there's any other questions. I know my kids got to go to bed, and I can hear all sorts of noises happening in the hallway. So I think they need to be going to bed, or they'll be in trouble, and then I'll be in trouble. But hope you enjoyed me being back. Make sure you give this video a like, and hopefully you'll come around to one of those shows that I mentioned earlier. And again, I will provide more content. One thing that I will be doing more of as well at some point is Lego reviews of sets. That's coming up again on my son's website, his YouTube channel. He's going to start being more active again. We've redone his bedroom. That's what we've been busy as well. So next time you watch a video from his channel, his bedroom looks quite different. He's got a new desk now. He wants a computer. So once he's got his computer, he will start doing live streams there as well. So more Lego content in this family is going to be coming for sure. But yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please connect with me on Discord if you want to keep up to date as well. I do keep an eye on Discord pretty much on a daily basis. But yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you at the next one. Bye for now, everyone.